Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius June 6, 2022. The moon spends today in your sector of home and family, and while you're responsive to your responsibilities, your heart is with your home or family now. You need a little extra comfort, security, and space. Sticking with familiar activities can be healing and just what you need before busy days ahead. At the same time, you can feel enthusiastic and excited about making changes in the future. You can also have a strong desire to master a group or friendship matter, committing to resolving problems. It can be an excellent day for self-discovery. Mercury continues to vibe with coquettish Venus, which, in turn, activates your communication sector, all while the goddess of love dazzles through your cardinal fires. Use your words. You're not only coming across as incredibly charming but also more persuasive than you realize. As if this weren't enough reason to be hella feeling yourself, the Sun, celestial ruler of your romantic fifth house of love, is approaching a sextile to your red-hot planetary ruler, Mars, which can be equally as inspiring as it is revitalizing. Perhaps from a spiritual standpoint, as it continues to swim through Pisces, but you're making quite an impression on potential suitors either way. Show everyone how charming you can be. Keep in mind that you may catch more flies with honey rather than vinegar as Venus in Aries sextiles Mercury in Pisces today. This beautiful sextile is perfect for putting your best foot forward in all of your professional interactions. Utilize this fun, friendly energy to nail your meetings, interviews, and more. Whether it is in person or online, you can rest assured that every interaction will be beyond pleasant. If you are feeling up to it, joke around a little to make your professional conversations more lighthearted. As the Sun moves into his final 2 weeks in your income sector, there is still a lot of water to pass under the bridge, including a second eclipse. Where an eclipsing new moon here last weekend has given new income potential a boost, an upcoming eclipsing full moon is set to energize both sides of the financial fence. Relations with your circle of friends will strengthen. Opposing points of view can be easily reconciled and you are able to create an open, tolerant atmosphere. The mutual trust you share will increase and other people feel at ease with you. Perhaps someone will reveal intimate details to you that make your ties to him or her even more intensive. It's a time of big feelings for you now. Perhaps you're getting over that old emotional injury. It might be almost anything from a new love to a final acceptance of something huge. Strengthen existing relationships by proposing new venues and occasions to meet. If there is someone you want to give a more important role in your life, let them know or give them a sign. If the object of your desire doesn't react to your gentle attempts, do not change your strategy. Be patient, bide your time. The position of the heavenly bodies will make you a highly sought-out individual this week. People intuitively sense your wisdom and will knowingly or unknowingly ask that you help them with their problems. You must be aware of this so that you can keep track of your own energy level. You tend to become exhausted without realizing it. Set yourself a bedtime this week and don't fail to meet it. Limit your availability to others after dinner time so that you have time to center yourself before bed. While the influence from this vibration can increase your desire to settle down with someone, it can also increase the likelihood of jealousy. As a one personality, it can often be very important for you to be the first and the best. No other life path number is as competitive as you are. However, nothing good ever comes from jealousy, as a sense of ownership where a person is concerned won't go over too well. Take your losses gracefully. 5 days after Venus returned to your career sector to capitalize on the momentum already gained, Mercury's direct turn today releases the brakes. It was just 11 days ago that Mercury retrograded back in for a double-dip visit that may have put the brakes on but also gave you a chance to spend time back at the drawing board. While this has stopped Venus from moving things forward, this has given you time to listen to your heart without a need to walk the talk. Now just 2 days away from his retrograde turn in your relationship sector, Saturn has come to a standstill, something that is encouraging you to stay in the moment. This comes as there is also a growing sense of romantic anticipation in the air, with a romantically charged full moon now less than 2 weeks away. Our eyes in the sky. There's a lot going on, but everyone will be breathing that familiar collective universal sigh today as communications guru Mercury goes direct after spending the last few weeks in a frustrating retrograde cycle. And its pairing with the slow-paced, detail-driven bull should give you lots of time to get to work on correcting errors, fixing mistakes, and clearing up the general confusion that was caused by this latest chaotic Mercury retrograde cycle. Things on your lengthy to-do list for the day. 1. Go back over important emails, DMs, and texts you sent recently to make sure they were coherent and expressed what you wanted them to. Make adjustments and send new communications if necessary. 2. Double-check all details and, if necessary, rebook flights, hotel and/or rental car for a vacation that got cancelled or delayed. 3. Fix any tech-related items that malfunctioned or broke. 4. Go over financial statements looking for errors. Keeping good track of your money matters more now than ever. On the other hand, if you plan to establish yourself in a clear and well-defined relationship, now is the time or never. The sky boosts your enthusiasm and your joie de vivre by stimulating your desires and projecting you into the future. However, do not hesitate to withdraw from the game to preserve your energy capital and face a fairly exhausting end to the day. In the pre-dawn hours, the Leo moon squares off with Venus in Taurus, making us self-indulgent. This transit can provoke difficulties within our relationships because we are thinking only of ourselves and not of our partners or friends. This may be due to overconfidence, as we may be assuming that others' needs parallel our own. Or, paradoxically, it might be due to a lack of confidence, as our unmet desire for affection stimulates insecurities. At its worst, this influence causes us to think of others as our property. When we feel entitled, we make inappropriate demands of those we care for. After noon, the Gemini Sun forms a square with Juno in Pisces, complicating contractual relationships. Ego conflicts will be more apparent under this influence. However, because this connection is occurring in mutable signs, more subtle manipulation tactics are likely to be at work. Juno in Pisces means commitment without boundaries. In our bonded relationships, we now believe we are functioning as a unit, and what's good for one person must be good for the other. Our sense of compassion is also boosted, causing us to overlook red flags in the name of devotion. However, the Gemini Sun encourages us to look at our unions from various perspectives, to break through deception and collect new evidence regarding our engagements. Even if this aspect does not trigger fights or disputes, an internal storm is brewing, as we consider how we may be relinquishing our individuality through spiritual or emotional bypassing.